Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Yo, what's good, y'all? What's the word? What's going on? How everybody doing out there? Y'all already know what it is, man. We are back again, and it's time for the Thursday banger. It's time for the Thursday banger, y'all. That's a lock. It's time for the Thursday banger, and I got one. I keep a banger at all times. But like I always say to y'all before I start these videos off, man, I have no problem delivering this content to everybody that's out there working hard, working a 9 to 5. Everybody that's out there with their own business, getting to that bag the legit way. I make sure y'all got something to watch in the morning times, and I promise y'all there's no problem on my end. I also have no problem making sure I'm warning y'all and telling y'all about how dangerous prison is. I only ask for one thing in the process, though, and that's for y'all to just stay out the way, man. That's it, man. Stay out here with your family, man. Watch your kids grow, man. Watch your family, your mother, your father. Watch them get old, man. I'm sick and tired of watching dudes just throw their life away to the streets, man. Don't get me wrong. I did, too. I threw my life away, man. But I didn't have nobody out here, man, every day telling me to stay out the way. I didn't have that, man. I'm tired of seeing my guys go to jail, my ladies go to jail. I'm tired of seeing it, man. We got to tighten up. We got to stop. We got to be out here to watch these kids grow up, and we got to be out here to watch our parents get older, man. Like, these are the things that has to happen, man. So if you out here breaking the law and doing crime, just remember those things right there I just said, man. You have to be out here to watch your kids grow, and you have to be out here to watch your parents get older, man. Those are major factors of life right there, man. So make sure you do it and just stay out the way. Period, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. This is the Thursday banger game. So what I need y'all to do with this one? Like, share, subscribe, show y'all. Let's get it. Let's go. What? It's time for business. It's time for business, y'all. And the story I got for y'all today is called He Started from the Bottom. Part 1. Crazy story, crazy situation, but we are where, people? We are in penitentiary, man. Crazy things happen all the time. And I'm letting y'all know now, man, I have seen people start from nothing and end up being somebody in penitentiary, man. Now, when I say the words of being somebody in penitentiary, I'm talking about you someone that was getting to that bag in penitentiary, man. That's when you are somebody, man. I have seen the transition of coming from nothing to something. And it's hard to do that in penitentiary. Pause. Like, it is. It's hard to come from nothing and be somebody in penitentiary, because usually the guys that are nobodies, they remain nobodies in penitentiary. This isn't the streets where you can freaking catch a dream in your face. There are no dreams in penitentiary, man. You got to earn and do everything to make yourself better or whatever you're doing in penitentiary. That's just how it is, y'all. So with that being said, though, we are on Susses 2 for this, y'all. We are on Susses 2 to start. And I remember being in 4D, man. And it's been a lot of things that go on in between things, man, that I saw and witnessed, man. And while I was in 4D, this was the time that I kind of had a play going on with a bro that was in one building, man, from New York. Now, this dude from New York, he was a guy that was doing his thing in there. Like, but I actually did business with him and ended up going to the hole. So when I got out the hole, he had my money already. So I was just waiting for him to either straighten me with the work or with the money. Now, when I gave him the money, the deal up front was kind of like for the la-la. It was never for nothing else, because I really didn't mess with nothing else at that particular time. Now, that particular time, I would run into the dog food here and there every now and then, and I'll probably run into a little light of the Hottie's chicken, but I never really would have a lot of it. Like, I never had like my own package of the joint. So like when I got out the hole, I was expecting la-la from my homeboy that owed me. He sent me a kite. He let me know and informed me that the roller wasn't acting right at the moment and ain't no la-la coming through. He told me on the kite it won't no la-la coming through for a minute. So like, I won't mad at bro, but like, he all the way in one building. I really need my money. Like, he had $250 on my bread. So I'm like, I'm trying to hurry up and put something together, because y'all know I'm just getting out the hole. So like, I was already really anticipating, like, man, like, I know when bro got the junk, he just went on and held it from me and just put it in the cut. But bro didn't do that. He went on and just probably just kept my bread, like, yo, I'm gonna straighten him whenever he get out, if he do get out. Because some people be thinking like that, but he knew I was definitely getting out. So now that I'm out and I'm in 4D, like it's dry over there. It ain't nothing going on. So I'm down on bro to try to, hey, look, I'm sending them kites. You know what I mean? Like, look, tell bro, da 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 da. So he hit me back, was like, look, just be easy, bro. He's like, I got you. Like, I'm not gonna buckle your money. He was like, do you want your money back? He offered the money back. He was like, I still got the money. He was like, oh, you can wait. You know what I mean? So when he said that, I don't know if he talking about the la or he's talking about, you know what I mean, just waiting. I don't know what he was talking about, or just give me my bread back. So I shoot him another kite back and told him like, look, man, I really don't want my bread back. But they said somebody's supposed to be striking from Richmond this weekend. So I would have liked to have my money back if no nothing should come through for the weekend. So the kite I received back from my bro, from one building, he hit me back and was like, everything will be good before the weekend. I took it for his word. So I just kind of like relaxed a little bit, man. So as I'm in the pod, I see what's going on in the pod. Like I had light when I came to 4D because I had my homeboys in there. Everybody that was in there was a couple of the dudes that actually came from St. Bride's that was on Sussex 2. They was in the block. And there was a few dudes that was actually on Sussex 2 already that I knew from other blocks that was in the block with us. So the block was a fun block. It was a cool block. It was the summertime. Everybody kind of already had like motion, like semi-motion. Everybody trying to bag a woman, trying to do something. It was going on like that in there. So like when I come in there, I want no la-la. So I'm like, man, it's crazy now. They was grabbing from a dude that was downstairs, but it won't none in our pod. So that's why I was trying to rush and make something happen. So I see everybody that's in there. I see some old heads. I see the young boy. I see people that's in there. Now, this one particular dude that was in there, he kind of was like, the reason why he stuck out to me is because like it's always a dude in every block that be cleaning up, and you know what I mean? He might be an old head. He just looked like prison is his life. Like it looks sad, but that's what it looks like, man. Like, and this dude I'm talking about, man, we're gonna call him Frank, man. Now, Frank was from the 804. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man, but like Frank was one of them old heads that he was cool with a lot of old heads from where I'm from. So that's how me and him end up getting a conversation, because it was a dude that where I'm from, he wasn't Frank age, but I'll give Frank probably like 55. Frank probably was about 50, 54, 55, something like that. He wasn't washed in the body. Like he still was like my height, probably a little taller, looked normal in the body, but you could tell he was older than us. He had the gray, you know what I mean? Everything was great. He was grayed out, but at the end of the day though, he was the dude in the block, kind of like had like the cleaning job, you know what I mean? So I saw him when I first moved in. So I seen how he moved around. He was one of them old heads that move around. The police rock with him, you know what I mean? Like he had a good rapport with the COs that was working there. So the reason why me and him got to talking is because I was standing in the cut, and me and my homeboy, I had just got in the pod. My homeboy, I told you, that's the dude, the new Frank that I want to hit the fees. I'm like, yeah. So they was just blowing in the pod. And on that pod, like 4D, man, dudes was just blowing the la-la in the pod. That's my word, man. Like, they didn't care. The COs didn't care. The sergeant was sweet. The lieutenant was sweet. The building was dumb sweet in there. So we blowing the joint in the air. So we knocking the ashes off the joint. So we come on, we knocking the ashes on the floor. So I see the old head dude, Frank. He just came by my feet like, excuse me, young blood. Excuse me, Shaw. And he started sweeping. And my homeboy like, man, come on, man. You about to sweep the broom on my feet, man. Spit on the broom. He's like, oh, yeah, my bad. He spit on the broom. He was like, y'all ain't gonna mess up over here. So my homeboy joking like, man, y'all state scrub, man. He was like, man, you used to be a gangster back in the day, man. He was like, all you want to do now is clean up for the people. Frank was like, yeah, one thing about it, I'm gonna clean up and I'm gonna stay out the way. Like he was saying stay out the way back then. He was like, I'm gonna clean up and I'm gonna stay out the way. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. He was like, look. My old head was like, yo, look, this is my little homeboy right here, man. T White, man. He was like, oh, all right, what's up, young blood? He pound me up. All right, what's up? So you know what I mean? When he pound me up, I had to make sure, cause like, you know, when you got gray hairs and you been down, you got the mop bucket right there, you got the broom game, you coming by about to sweep our feet game. I promise y'all, man, on the introduction, y'all was like, oh, what's up, man? You know what I mean? We came with the pound. John was like, yeah. When we touched it, I was like, yeah. Maybe in his past. I'm like, now, maybe in his past, when I look at an old head, if I don't see him doing it in the future, then I ain't got nothing to do with it, y'all. So boom. But either way, if you shake, rattle, and roll, you shake, rattle, and roll. But me and him wasn't going to be like that anyway. I didn't think, you know what I mean, on some kicking it, like I got to talk to him or whatever the case. So time it went on. So now I'm in the joint. I'm waiting on my bro to get this pack to me, man, because I need it, y'all. Like it's a time in the block, in the building where I want to shut it down. I'm just getting out the hole. I need to make some money, man. So I'm fiending for the joint. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. So bro sent me a kite, man, told me, man, he gave me the bad news. He's like, man, he gave me the news, man. He's like, I got good news and I got bad news, man. He said, the good news is I got something for you. The bad news is it ain't the la-la. So it's up to you. You want your bread back or you want some Holly's chicken? Now, I done got a deal like I done went through somebody before and somebody done squashed their tab through the hottest chicken game. Like I done that in the hottest chicken to move. Like I hadn't done it before. So when he said it, it kind of like, it intrigued me. Cause like I say, like when I done that with somebody, it didn't feel like it was my own package. This dude actually owes me. So this is gonna be like my own package. So when he said the hottest chicken, the only thing I could think of was two things. First one, I'm not gonna get no la-la. That was crazy right there. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. The second was, man, like I gotta make this hottest chicken do what it do, man, because any package is a good package in penitentiary, y'all. So boom, pause game. You already know what it is, man. You got the la-la, the D-block, the hottest chicken, the pills game. Like you can move it around. It can all get moved around and swapped out, but you still can make money if you can't swap out. One way or the other, you gotta go. So I told myself right then and there, I'm like, you know what? I gotta do it. I have to do it, man. I'm like, I gotta get something down here, man. So I told my homeboy, I was like, yo, look, I'm about to get some hottest chicken now. I'm talking to the dude I say no, Frank. So I was like, yo, I'm about to get some hottest chicken, man. He was like, for real? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, look, but if I get the junk, man, I was like, I don't even really know nobody. I said, ain't nobody in here that I really know that mess with the hottest chicken like that. He said, oh, it's dudes that mess with the hottest chicken in here, a few. It's definitely some dudes that mess with the hottest chicken. I said, who? So he started pointing out a couple dudes in the block. So I'm like, do they spend money or commissary? He was like, both probably, like, you know what I mean? And he was like, for real, I'm gonna tell you who else mess with it. I'm like, who? He was like, quiet as kept. He was like, Frank mess with that junk. I was like, for real? He was like, yeah, Frank be messing with it there. And then I know a dude that was downstairs that got it. He ain't had a lot though. He was like, how much you trying to get? I was like, I don't know yet. I had to spend over here, you know what I mean? I'm like, nah, I don't know yet, you know what I mean? So he was like, look, but if you want him to test it out, if you want somebody to test it out, he was like, Frank's your guinea pig. I'm letting you know now. I was like, all right, that'll work. I was like, when I get it, then I'm going to holler. I was like, but do Frank spend money? He was like, he ain't got nothing but his state check. That's all he got. You know what I mean? I was like, man, he ain't got nothing. Like, he mess with the hottest chicken, ain't got money. He was like, he might got a commissary. You know what I mean? He was like, but he ain't got no send out money. I'm letting you know that now. So I'm like, all right, man, because, you know, you got to be careful letting dudes test stuff out that ain't going to spend no money. Like, you know, he might test it out and come with some old maniac, Terminator, aggressive stuff. Like, hey, look, let me do this. Let me do that. I'm like, nope, you a duct tape game. So boom. You got to be kind of stern when you got these type of narcotics. When you got this type of stuff like this ain't the la-la. So you can be nice and do this and do that when you got the la-la. But with this hottest chicken, you can't do that. You got to be stern with the bread because you're dealing with big bread. So I'm like, all right, man, I'll let him test it out. So my homeboy was like, yeah, look, I'm trying to get some money too, though. What's up? I'm like, all right, got you. I said, look. He was like, just give me seats and let me handle the commissary with the hottest chicken. He said, I'm going to let Frank pump. He said, because Frank know all the dudes that be spending the money. So I'm like, all right, that's a bet. Let me get the junk up, then I'm going to come back through. I got you. He was like, all right, that's a bet. So I dipped off, man. The day continued, man. Like that whole time, as I was just thinking, you know, I already sent the kite back to my bro that's in one building that got the hottest chicken with me. Because y'all already know I definitely agreed to get something instead of having nothing. So the whole time I was just in the room in the cell, I'm just thinking like, man, like, this gonna be crazy because, you know, like, I done been around people that mess with that hottest chicken. Like, that hottest chicken, it be some of the funniest stuff going on. I ain't gonna lie. Like, not funny, but like it'd be a lot of funny stuff you would hear, might see. It'd be crazy when people mess with that hottest chicken. I ain't gonna lie. So, like, I'm just thinking, like, yo, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. So, I'm like, I wonder what bro gonna send me to squash what he owe me. Like, this is what I'm thinking. So, I'm like, man, I'm just gonna wait and be patient. Man, he told me he had me in the morning. I'm just gonna lay in the cut. I didn't tell them that, but I'm already jive waiting on it, so I'm chilling. So next thing you know, the morning come around, they pop the doors. The lady says, stand by for child, y'all going first. 4D going first, stand by for child. So he come out, my roommate just was finished brushing his teeth, so I'm already ready. I come out, I stand on the joint, she was like, exit out. So we dip out, you know what I mean? I dip, walk to the child. As I'm walking to the child, I seen a dude that work on the yard from Richmond. He seen me, he was like, you too what? I'm like, yeah, he was like, he dapped me up. He had like a piece of paper. It was a piece of paper. You could tell it was a note in there. And I felt something solid. Pause. I could feel the rock. I could feel the bass. I promise y'all, man. So boom. I felt the check. Pause. I was like, he was like, yeah, that's what bro. He said, man, look, read it. Shoot him a kite back. I'm like, I appreciate you, man. He was like, look, do something fun, do something. Ain't nothing for free in penitentiary. Even the guy that just as simply should have been paid from my man that sent him the kite, which he probably was. He's trying to hit me up, do something fun. I'm like, all right, bro, I'm gonna give you a little nick, bro. That's all I got. You can make me $20. That's what you want to do. So I'm gonna catch you tomorrow because I got stuff. He's like, I got you. So I go in the child hall. We come back from the child hall. When I come back from the child hall, I go in the cell, do the cut up. You already know what it is. I went in that joint. I open the kite up. Boom. Saw the kite first. See the rock. I'm like, man, decent rock. Read the kite. Small ass piece of paper. And John like, hey, look, TV's and look, man. Look, that's you right there, bro. That's 2.5 grams, bro. Look, bro, that's for the 250, bro. Yeah, look, man. Let's go ahead and do you, bro. You know what I mean? If you want some more, I might can get some more, bro. But like at the end of the day, I'm mad I had to come to this, bro. I want to get the lala for you, man. But you can still get some money with that because that's some butter right there. I'm like, yeah, that's all I had to hear. I'm like, man, this is all good, man. So instantly, I went on the side of my bed, yo. I grabbed a razor game. My word, I used to have a little razor. Like you can get razor blades. If you break the razor blade, it becomes a razor. So sometimes people will have razors in they sale to cut sheets, to cut blankets, to cut their shirts, their clothes, stuff like that. That's why dudes will have razors. So everybody kept a razor in the cut. So I had a razor in the cut. I went under the bed and I grabbed a razor. I went and grabbed my notebook. I flipped it over like the metallic part showing, not the little cardboard part. I flipped it on that side. And I just started sitting at the table like Kane from Minister Society, y'all. I was like this. I was like, oh, that's too big. Still look like a dime. Hold on. What? Still a dime? I did a 2-step one time. Reverse. I was hitting that junk. Y'all already know what I do when I got that hottest chicken, man. I'm like, I'm making $3 pieces in that junk. I'm gonna sell them for 50. You already know the count. So I just was in the sale just bagging up. I was just bagging up. I promise you, I popped off a big piece of rock and I bagged up $500 in change, y'all. So boom. It's a lot of bread in there. I said, I'm gonna put a buck and change to the side, a breakdown for old head. You know what I mean? Let Unc rock. He gonna rock with Patrick. So I come to the door. I'm waiting on sale break. I come to the door. Old head, like he was waiting for me to come to the door. He was like, I was like, my door, get my. He was like, I ain't even tell him come upstairs. I'm at 31. He was like, he came up the steps. My old head came up the steps like this. He was like, he looking at me the whole time. He like, what's up? I said, man, get the door open. He was like, she might have opened the door to sale break. I said, look, though, I got something for you, though. Look under the door. He was like, he went down there and grabbed it. He was like, what's this? I said, bro, that's $1.50 worth of breakdown on the hardest chicken. I said, look, this sale, each junk, bro, $15, $20 worth of food, bro. I said, that's what they go for. Or you break it down, do whatever you want. I said, I just want $100. That's all I want. I said, is it cool with you? I get the 100, you get the 50? He was like, he said, yeah, that's cool with me, Few. Yeah, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I was like, that's a bet. He was like, oh, yeah, look. I'm gonna get the door open, man. He said, when I get the door open, already went in there and got his tools right. So we just waiting, they gotta pull up. Then we da-da-da. So he was like, when I get you out, just come down to cell 11. So Frank slept in cell 11, you know what I mean? So I'm like, man, that's a bet. All right. So I went back in there. He dipped off on the door. I went back. I took another piece out that I had. I broke off another jump. Hit that jump, put that piece of knocking. So they pop the doors. Cell break come. I come out. I come down the steps. I see cell 11. Ain't nobody over there. I hit the left. Don't nobody know I got this. I shoot to the left. I go straight to the dude Frank said. I look. I see my old head in there. I'm like, yo, because the door was open already. I'm like, yo. Frank was like, yeah, come in. Come on, you good? Yeah, you good? I'm like, all right, come in. He hit the button. He was like, hold on. Hey, close my door. The lady won't open. He stepped out. He told his son, he said, hey, tell her close cell 11 up, man. He had a dumbass voice. Tell her close cell 11 up, man. Lady closed the door. Push. Joe closed. I'm like, yeah, look. He was like, hold on. He grabbed a spoon. He went to the door. He was like, he threw the cut up. I was like, here. I looked at the table. At first, I didn't see it on the table. When I looked, I seen something. I seen a little joint he made. It was like a piece of card. I seen like a spade on that joint. I don't know how he made the bold piece with a card, but I seen a spade. I know I seen a spade on the joint. That's my word. I'm like, the spade is the bold part? And I look, I don't know where he got that pipe from. I don't know where he got the pipe from. So I'm looking at the joint. I'm like, he like, where that? I'm like, right here. He was like, it tastes like some butter. He was like, hold on. Oh, he was like, yeah, I told you my nephew don't get nothing but the gas. How many times I gotta tell you that? Don't be assaulting my nephew. Ain't that right, nephew? I'm like, yeah, man. Yeah, man, you know it's the gas, man. So he like, nice and calm with it too. Like he took his time. He was like, he put the junk down. He went and looked under his bed. He was like, he went and got a pencil with the eraser game. He was like, he turned on the eraser side. He was like, he started shoving it in there some more. Pause. He was like, I'm like, what is he, a mad scientist crack fiend? I'm like, what's going on? He like, I'm like, man, just smoke the rock already. That's what I'm saying in my head. He like, he made his head like this. He like, You think he was a violinist. He was like, his face is like this. He was like, you know, he tried to hold the smoke. He said, he looked at my homeboy. He was like, you know, you don't want to blow the smoke in nobody's face because I was standing right here. My homeboy was right there. He said, smoke went that way, a bunch of smoke. That was like, he was like, he sat down. He was like, my homeboy was like, what's up with it? He was like, oh yeah, this that butter right here, this that butter right here, y'all. So boom. I'm sitting there like, yeah, I already know it is. Like, I didn't smoke crack, but I can tell that was probably gonna be some gas. It was beige, it just looked crazy, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh wow. So I'm like, man. So he like, they gonna love this. They gonna love this. I'm like, that's what's up, man. So he like, man, look, man, he said he was gonna let me sell some work, man. What's up? Fuck with me, man. You know I'm trying to get high. I'm trying to get there. I'm like, look, you can get high, man. Look, we trying to get this money right quick, though, Frank. You trying to get some money? He was like, man, I'm gonna get some money with you and I'm gonna keep you safe. I was like, you gonna keep me safe? He was like, hey, yeah, I'm gonna keep you safe. I'm gonna let you know some bullshit about to come in this building. He said, you know, I work downstairs. I be downstairs sweeping up. I was like, oh, that's even better than because we can, you know what I mean? Make some. He was like, yeah. So he was like, look, I ain't gonna lie to you, nephew. He was like, this shit good, Shaw. I was like, man, shit, that shit, it looked like this is the missile. He was like, look, can I spend $15? I said, look, just go through him, man. I said, here, I gave him the bag. I said, y'all work that out. I said, y'all go ahead and do y'all. So I dipped out, y'all. I dipped out. And I went downstairs to slang and bang, y'all. So boom. That's what I was doing. I went down there and I started letting people know, yo, hey, boom, boom, boom. I let the white dude, hey, look, I got the rock. Holler at me. You know what I mean? People holler at me, they handling the little small stuff. So I'm chilling, I'm in the cut. So I'm feeling good about the joint, ain't gonna lie, man. So I look up, I see the old head Frank, man. He really moving like he's supposed to, man. Like, he ain't got nothing, man. Like, this is a time where he can get some money, be able to get high for free, all the above. Like, I felt like it was a fair exchange. He was doing good, man. So I'm watching him, even though he was high off that rock. That didn't take him off course of getting to that bang, y'all. So boom. I promise y'all, man, he was still in full stride. He was still moving around like he's supposed to after he done hit that jump that 2-3 times, that homemade bowl. I promise y'all, man. So, like, I won't really try to come around like when you smoking a rock. I mean, I got the rock, but I can't be coming around all the time when you smoking a rock. So he then started slanging and banging and got rid of almost half of that bag already from downstairs. So he pulled back up on me. He was like, man, hey, look, T-Weezy, man. He was like, man, shh. Hey, shit crazy, Shaw. He was like, man, look, man, I went and hit that shit again, Shaw. I'm high as a bitch, Shaw. I was like, man, you look high as his head was like this. He was like, man, I'm high as a bitch, Shaw. I'm like, man, you can't lift your head up. He was like, man, I'm high as a bitch, Shaw. But look, though, it's a dude, man, he trying to spend $100. I told him I'll holler at you, though, but if I bring it, though, you'll give me another piece. I'm like, damn right, make that play. So I'm making plays to him. Man. Like he wasn't worrying about just really getting high after a while and making sure our money was straight, which that's what he's supposed to do. Like, I wasn't mad at him for that, but that's who he was, man. I'm telling you, man, this man was just getting high. That's why I remember him, man. The Frank I know was the Frank that I knew that got high, man. That's my word, man. So through that whole pack right there, man, Frank helped me get rid of the whole sack, y'all. So boom. He did more work than my homeboy, man. I promise you, man. But at the end of the day, we was like a little team. It's just Frank was the fiend, you know what I mean? And that's just what it was, man. So like I had a little bit left, man. I can remember, man, like Frank, man, he had went to church. I forgot what it was. He had went to church. He been getting high for the past 3 weeks. 3 weeks to a month, damn near. So I forgot what happened. He had went to church. So when people came back from church, everybody had came back and said, yo, man, Frank had went down that joint and got baptized, man. I'm like, for real? Like, yeah, he went down that joint and got baptized. I'm like, yo, that joint crazy. So my man done sent me the word like, yo, I got some more Hottie's chicken. You do the same thing, 250. So I'm trying to put the play together. I'm like, man, I kind of need Frank. So when they told me about the baptized joint, I didn't look at it like I need him and being baptized is going to change it. But this man just was smoking a rock 100 miles per hour. So I'm like, baptized? For real? Like, yeah. So I'm like, all right. So I'm waiting on my man because he done told me the news. So I hollered at my old head and I said, yo, Frank got baptized? He was like, oh, yeah, man. He gave his life to God, man. I said, so he ain't trying to, he was like, nah, he ain't messing around no more, man. So don't give him nothing either, Weezy. I said, I ain't giving him nothing. I ain't know. That's why he ain't tell me. He said, he gonna tell you. He gonna tell me. So look, a little bit later, I see Frank. when I seen him, he looked like he gave it up. Cause you can tell the whole time talking to him, his head was like this. Paul, he was, my words, so I see him, he like, yeah, he was like, yeah, man. I mean, man, I was tired of it, man. I won't mess with it like that before you started back up with it. He was like, so I just kicked it, man. I always wanted to get baptized, so you know, I was like, so it's a rap? He said, it's a rap, T-Weezy, man. I said, that's what's up, man. He was like, hey, I'm about to get transferred soon. That's why I'm really stopping, because I'm just trying to, you know, I'm trying to be on point, man. I can't go to the next spot. He was like, I might can go to a level 2. He was like, it all depends. He was like, man, but either way where I go, even if it's Greensville, man, like, that's where my homeboy at, man. I'm trying to get up there with my homeboy in Greenville. I'm like, man, that's what's up, man. He was like, but real though, man, like, just be careful with that shit though, T-Weezy, man. I was like, man, I got you, man. So that was the end of the conversation. And that was the end of me and Frank doing business together, y'all. So boom. So I say probably about another month go by, and he stuck to his word. He started doing Bible study. He started staying out the way. He started not messing with the rock game. There's rock all over the building. Everybody got rock. I done sold wholesale to rock. I mean, that junk selling wholesale to rock. Like I got weight gain. How these chickens everywhere? I promise y'all, man, it's everywhere in there, man. So like, he did a good job by being able to kick that stuff, man. Like that junk was like, I never seen a lot of people like be a fiend in prison and be able to kick it. Cause like when you a fiend in prison, it works out for you to keep being a fiend in prison because it's like, that's your escape. Like some people chase their escape and that's what they gonna chase. They whole bid, man, is that whatever their escape is. You know what I mean? Trying to escape prison, man. Like I'm gonna stay high if I don't gotta be in. So like, it's hard to like not be a fiend when you're a fiend in prison. So to see Frank change like that was crazy. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, man. But I gotta say though, like he continued on like that, man. I can remember the day he came to me and told me that I didn't know because I was outside. I ain't even seen him with a property or nothing. But he came and told me like, yo, look, I'm getting transferred tomorrow, Shard. I'm like, for real? He like, yeah, I'm gone, Shard. I'm like, man, that's crazy, man. So he cleaned himself up. Man, he cleaned himself up, y'all. And he was on his way to the next destination game.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, staying out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.